Hello, Legacy video. Today we're gonna take a look at Primarina in the Open Master League. And today we're also gonna have another No Legendary team. We already took a look at another one yesterday as well. So here, today, again, another No Legendary team. And we're gonna take a look at this team here and see if it's going to be good. Because a lot of people were thinking basically that this is going to be one of the best No Legendary teams that you can ever run basically in the Go Battle League. It looks so good on paper. This should be really strong. And we're gonna take a look at this today here. We're gonna have Yveltal against already in the beginning, which you're going to be able to kind of counter with the Waterfall variant of the Primarina, which I do agree, I think it's currently a bit better in the Open Master League than the Charm variant, just because you generate energy a bit faster. And also there are quite a lot of Pokemon that you can hit quite nicely with that Waterfall. And so I definitely enjoy this one quite a bit, also with like Rhyperior of course being in the meta now, having double super effective coverage against Pokemon there is quite lovely, I would say. Here we're going to be able to go for the full farm as they're going to reveal their final Pokemon being the Ho-Oh. We can go ahead and go for the Rock Wrecker basically straight away now, as the opponent is going to decide to go for their own Sacred Fire. I can go ahead and go for one fast move, go for a Rock Wrecker, see what they're going to do. They're going to decide to let it go through, and so this is going to be it for this one. Next opponent, we're going to have the Ho-Oh in the lead again. We're going to swap out here, or we are not going to swapping out here. We have some good answers anyway in the back against the Xerneas. We can go ahead and go for the Rock Wrecker, which will allow us to get the first shield. And we're going to swap on to the Togekiss, which is going to put us to our first talking point. Togekiss. Not ideal. I don't think Togekiss is ideal for this team. I think what would have been better for a non-legendary option here is Florges. I don't have Florges, I'm just not lucky with this Pokemon. I have not gotten a single good one so far for the Open Master League. And so I think Florges would be better for the main reason of being fast to the charge move. There have been a lot of scenarios with this team where I was struggling and getting rid of a Pokemon that we should keep completely destroying with this team, Yveltal. Because it just takes ages for the Togekiss to get anything done, and Yveltal generates energy quite fast, has access to the neutral hit of Oblivion Wing, and just completely destroyed me a lot of times. And this should not happen in a team where all three Pokemon have great coverage against Yveltal. And so that is one of the issues I definitely can see there. I think Florges would be a way better pick for the backline than Togekiss is, but there's also a different problem. And that problem is actually something I didn't really foresee, but we're going to talk about this as soon as you're going to see something towards this wall here. We're going to be able to at least here go ahead and go for a Breaking Swipe, and this is going to be able to win us this battle. Here Rhyperior in the lead. That's actually going to be quite a neutral matchup and kind of interesting as well. We can swap out, and here is the one issue that I don't like about this team. It's not Zarude directly, Zarude, I think that was the only Zarude that I was encountering the entire season so far, but the issue for this team is we have a double weakness to grass typing. Yes, Togekiss is going to help you out a bit more with that one, but you have a weakness in the lead and as a safe swap, and that is going to be problematic as soon as you're going to encounter a grass type in the lead. And I encountered quite a lot of Tapu Bulus, and Tapu Bulu is definitely basically an instant loss, and I don't like teams where Pokemon are instant loss. And again, I kind of wanted to showcase this team here, not because I was thinking it would be like the best team ever, but because I saw a lot of people saying already before like, oh, that's going to be one of the greatest teams that you can run as a no legendary team. I don't agree with this. I don't think this is a perfect team, at least for this one. There is just this one weakness, which you might be still able to fix, but you might need some legendary Pokemon for this. For example, Ho-Oh would help you out quite a bit more with that. But then again, there's a different kind of weakness as well for this team, which we might also be able to talk about later as well. Here we're gonna see the Xerneas coming in as well against us. We can still try our best to go for the full farm down. We have to rely on them going for close combat here, which they didn't, and so we're sadly going to lose the battle, and we can move on to the next opponent. So, here we're gonna see the Rhyperior in the lead, and we're gonna also have the Rhyperior in the lead, of course. We always have the Rhyperior, and then we have the Ho in the lead, of course. Then the Rhyperior Saisop, where we're gonna be able to go for the double super effective fast move of the Waterfall, which is gonna be enough to knock them out before they can go for another charge move as well, leaving us with a charge move stored, and also a great matchup here, generally speaking, because we have basically a perfect alignment here. Now we have the Primarina up against the Dialga. We can keep the Togekiss for the Dialga as well. We get some shields or some damage here against them and still have good coverage against the Toho, so we should be kind of clear. We were able to even get the shield here, which I love for us, because now the opponent is going to not be able to shield up all the moves of our Rhyperior, which is going to be crucial. And so we can go ahead and go into our Togekiss. I'm just going to let the move go through. They swap out into their Ho-Oh, and I can just go straight for the Rock Wrecker. They don't have to even mess around here. We don't have to bait or anything like this. We're just going to go straight for it. If they want to go for another charge move here, so be it. I don't really care too much about it. I can use a shield. They cannot have 2 moves anyway. They might get the debuff, but like a Rock Wrecker easily is going to be enough to knock them out here. And so I'm not too worried. It's going to be an easy knockout and we can move on. Here to the matchup against the Dialga, they can knock out one of my Pokemon, but even an Iron Head is not going to be enough for this rage for the Togekiss, and so we're going to be able to quite easily win this battle. Here is the other issue that I kind of want to talk about for this team. Not Primarina directly, but a Water type Pokemon. Yes, we're going to have here a matchup that was quite okay for us. They were actually able to catch a move here, which is my mistake, for sure. If I go for a charge move, that's something I have to kind of train myself as well. If the opponent has a 3-turn fast move, you have a 3-turn fast move, you can just wait out 1 or 2 turns. It's quite easy to just guarantee that you hit the correct move onto the correct Pokemon, which I didn't do here. My mistake, for sure. Like, that's all on me. That catch was unnecessary that this even happened. But of course, well played by the opponent as well. I don't really want to get rid of anything that the opponent accomplished there. But it was definitely avoidable, and that's kind of what I was saying with that. The one issue for this team is what happens if you're going to encounter a Kyogre? Like, what happens? Like, there is quite some difficulties with Kyogre. Your lead is being double weak. Togekiss is neutral, but it is not a great matchup for Togekiss at all. And then you have Primarina, which is running Waterfall. Waterfall is not great for that matchup either, because it's going to be resisted, just like the Waterfall, of course, from the Kyogre. But most Kyogre right now are not running Origin Pulse, they're running Thunder. And they just one-shot you. They one-shot the entire backline of us. And they have a great coverage against our lead. And so, one of the biggest issues for this team is Kyogre. And honestly, that's the thing as well. I think that's why a lot of people thought that this team is good on paper. The meta shifted quite a bit this season, which is good, generally speaking, but against this meta, like against this team here, basically. And so, here we are. Horrible scenario, Tapu Bulu in the lead, and we have no idea what we're gonna do. And this is exactly what I don't really like about this team, and that's also kind of why I wanted to showcase it as well as like an example for a team that I don't really think, at least in like this kind of capacity, is going to be like perfect. At least I think you can still get good results with this. I don't really want to say, oh, this team is horrible, don't use it, it's so bad. It is not. Like, that would be a lie. But it is definitely more tricky to play than I expected. I thought it was just like an easygoing team, quite easy. We have like our answer to like Poison and Steel type Pokemon in the lead. We have our Saisob, which is going to be able to even bait on some Pokemon like a Ho-Oh, as you're gonna like, as they're mostly gonna try to get out of the lead matchup, but also try to counter a Fairy type Pokemon with a Fire type Pokemon. And then we're going to have our other Fairy type in the back to clear up the battles. And it did not go my plan. Like, it definitely did not go my plan, and I'm kind of sad about this, but it is what it is. Here we're going to be able to go for a Rock Wrecker. This is going to be able to also now, not allow us to go for another charge move, but they're going to have a ton of energy now, which can be a bit of a problem, especially if I still have to hit another charge move against them. And so it is going to come down to that matchup here. They're going to outspeed me and they're going to win the battle. And so we're sadly going to lose, but also Tapu Bulu in the lead is quite tricky. And yeah, so there are good things about this team. There are also bad things about the team. And I don't know if there's always going to be a fix towards it with non-legendary Pokemon. That's like my main issue for this one. This is supposed to be just a very cool non-legendary Pokemon team here, as you're going to see actually exactly what we want to have with the Ho-Oh against us. And I think this is like kind of the thing where it kind of fails. It's just, it is not perfect, or like it's not on par basically to like legendary teams right now in the Open Master League. And I actually did not really expect this, and that's at least for me, my findings for this team. There are just too many kind of weaknesses for the current meta of Tapu Bulu, especially. Like, Tapu Bulu is quite common from what I've seen. And here, by the way, I make a bit of a mistake, I think, as well. I could have just let the move go through, get a ton of energy on my other Pokemon, just call it a day. But I rather decided to go for a charge move here and keep my one Pokemon alive, allow them to realign. I guess it makes sense. In this case, you have Togekiss, which is a complete hard wall to this Pokemon, like so complete that they have no chance at all. But here again, this is exactly what I kind of wanted to say as well. There is just quite a bit of an issue with the Kyogre. Luckily, we have a ton of energy stone on the Rhyperior, but as you're gonna see here as well, the opponent's going to be able to knock us out, but at least the opponent is going to be low enough that we can for sure fully farm them down. And now we can try to go for an Aura Sphere against the opponent Zygarde. Let's see how this is going to go. Aura Sphere is coming through. Aura Sphere are one of the strongest charge moves in the game. Going to be able to now connect, do some solid damage, not as crazy, but as you're gonna see as well, we're gonna let the move go through. It's going to be the crunch. The opponent gonna get the defense drop. This makes it a bit more awkward, but we can go for the full farm down and win that battle. Next opponent, we're going to have here the Primarina in the lead. That's going to be a matchup that is going to be quite awkward. As you're going to see, the opponent swapping out into the Rhyperior. That is going to be a matchup where you definitely like to have the breaking side, but you can also swap out. Sadly, never really get the debuff. Like, debuff is definitely not really my lucky point here. But we're going to use a shield. That's going to be fine. The opponent goes ahead and goes for their Rock Wrecker, which we definitely shield up correctly here. And we still try our best against the opponent. In comes the Primarina. They have Charm, which is really annoying for us, which makes it really, difficult to deal with as well. Like, Charm, Primarina can be a bit of a trickier one. But actually, I don't know. Like, I think it's manageable. I don't really want to complain about this matchup. But I can now swap out into my Rhyperior, go for the full farm down, try to debuff whatever they have in the back with those, Rock Wreckers, and with the breaking side, of course. Breaking side is coming through here, is going to be able to get the shield, gonna get the first debuff. Can we get another debuff as well? It doesn't matter at this point. We win the battle, we have the hardest answer in the back, and we get only one debuff, but again, like, what are they gonna do here? Like, are they gonna try to get a critical hit or something? Don't think that's going to work out, and so we're gonna be able to go for the full farm down, knock them out, win the battle, and in comes the Primarina again, and we can move on to the next opponent. Landorus is going to be a matchup that I don't really like, and I think this team has a lot of potential, but I think you have to kind of upgrade them with legendary Pokemon, and that's kind of also an issue. I could see this team, for example, also functioning even better if you have something like a whole elite and the Tapu Bulu in the back instead of the other ones, and then you basically completely disregard what this team is actually supposed to do. And yeah, it is what it is. Here we're gonna have to use a no shield. Actually, I think it's just Dark Pulse anyway, and so we can survive it. We can align ourselves, we have a ton of energy, and that energy is gonna go up against an Yveltal. That is quite nice. Could have even decided to go for the other move here, but at the end of the day, we can align ourselves correctly, which is going to be great. Or we just give it up and swap out into the Rhyperior for no reason at all. That is also an option, apparently. They're very likely going to use a shield here, so they have a ton of energy, which works out in our favor at least, and they're going to go back into the Landorus. And I have to try to hit that Rock Wrecker. But yeah, we're going to use a shield. The shield is going to be definitely worth it. We're going to try our best with that Rock Wrecker doing a ton of damage against them. But it's not going to be enough to really knock them out here, even if we're going to get to another move, which we don't even get there. And now I just have to hope that we are going to be able to go for the full farm down. This would be definitely great for us. We're going to get a ton of energy here, but it's again Yveltal, and I tried to catch a move. Didn't work out, and so this is going to be very, very difficult for us. They're going to have a ton of energy, and that's exactly what I kind of mean. This Pokemon here, the Togekiss, is just a bit too slow to really do damage. It's great in the 2-shield scenario, but it's horrible in the 0 shields, and we see it sadly here. Final battle for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Again, very honest video about how this team gonna function. This team definitely still kinda can work out. It's still a solid team to run, but there are a lot of issues still for it, so be aware of them. Like, that's all I can really say for this, like, be aware of that. But also, hopefully you enjoyed this video so far. If you did, feel free to leave a like, would really appreciate it. As you're gonna see here now as well, the opponent is going to have to take a Hydro Cannon. This is gonna do some solid, like, honestly, we have them at like 1 HP. We're gonna use a shield against the Disarming Voice. We can, we have to use another shield here apparently as well. Or we let the move go through. And now it's down to Rhyperior going for the full farm down. Well, let's see what's going to be in the back. It's going to be a Dragonite. We're going to try to catch a move here. So 4 fast moves, swap out, did not work out at all, and it's going to be in the back. The opponent's Rhyperior, which is going to be interesting. We can try our best here as well. I'm gonna have to call the bait here, I feel like, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do, which did not work out at all, and I feel like this was not what I was supposed to be doing. But I need to keep the shield, because here's the thing, they have definitely a Charge Move stored on the Dragonite. Dragonite definitely gonna win the CMP tie, and so I have to keep my shield, and there was not really anything I can do here in the matchup. And this is gonna do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.